Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to do a video for you guys on how to clear out a bolt action rifle. This would also apply to a bolt action shotgun in some circumstances. However, I've never owned one of those. I've never fired one. So if there are some subtle differences there, I'm not an expert. Mainly talking about bolt action rifles today. Now, the reason I'm putting these videos out, I've got several videos on how to clear out other different types of firearms on my channel already, is because there are a lot of new gun owners out there. There's always new gun owners, whether it be normal circumstances or because of this whole coronavirus thing. And I want to make sure that there's information out there to help you understand your firearm and how to be safe with it. But even more than that, this kind of information is useful for people who don't own a gun or never gonna own a gun, because you may still come across a firearm in your life at some point, and it might be nice in that situation to know how to check to make sure it's empty, and if not, empty it out. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I normally wouldn't keep a bolt action rifle, especially a higher powered one like this, loaded in my house, but for the purposes of this video, I went ahead and loaded the magazine at the bottom, but I made sure I didn't chamber around. I'm going to show you guys how to clear it out. There's a couple different ways you can do it. The first way is going to be the preferred way. However, the second way will work just fine. They're both completely safe. First thing you want to do as you're approaching the rifle is make sure that you keep your finger off and away from the trigger and keep that muzzle pointed in a safe direction, okay? That just makes sure that you won't have any negligent discharges or any holes in the wall or worse, people or pets. Just safety, okay? I have a different video on that. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole too much. Also, if I'm moving this thing around a lot, even in the B-roll, this thing is a little heavy to be handling, especially from behind a tripod. So I'm doing the best I can for you guys, but please bear with me. First thing I'm going to want to do for the first method is rotate the gun over upside down. Again, making sure you keep that muzzle pointed in a safe direction, keeping your fingers and your thumb off that trigger and away from that trigger guard so they can't get hooked in there. That would be a bad day. Now, on a lot of bolt action rifles, but not all of them, there is a way to release the floor plate of the magazine. And yes, it's a magazine, even though it's internal to the gun and doesn't detach. If there's a way to release that floor plate, you can just do that real quick. Let it come up. Now, if there are rounds in there, that spring is going to want to make it fling open pretty viciously. So make sure you keep some pressure on it, let it slowly come open. From there, all you got to do, turn the rifle right side up again. The rounds in the magazine will fall out. Pretty simple. From there, I'll just leave that open. Go ahead and grab your bolt handle, rotate it up, and pull back on it. You should be able to see if there are any rounds in the chamber from that point. Look down in there, feel down in there with your finger, and if there is a round in the chamber, opening that bolt up will pull it out safely and eject it. So should be good on that front as well. At this point, you have a clear bolt action rifle. Now, let's say, for argument's sake, that there's no way to release the bottom, or you can't figure out how to release the bottom, or the button's too tough for you to pull because the spring on the inside is being compressed by rounds. Let me reset real quick and I'll show you guys what to do in that case. Alright, so I've reloaded the magazine of the rifle, still do not have a round chambered, and we're going to go over what to do if, for whatever reason, you can't get the bottom of the magazine to open up for you. This is going to take a little bit more time. You're going to be more careful when you're doing this, especially because you're probably going to want to be moving around a lot, and make sure you keep that finger away from the trigger guard, all your fingers and your thumb, and keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction the entire time as you're doing this. So you have to make a conscious effort to think about those things. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have to turn a little bit, is I'm going to grab the bolt handle, pull it up, and pull it to the rear sharply. You don't want to just pull it gingerly, otherwise it may not feed the rounds that may or may not be in the magazine. In this case, there are rounds in the magazine underneath, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, and thankfully there was not one in the chamber, didn't have one eject, but again, opening that bolt would eject a round if there were one in the chamber. What I'm going to do now is take that bolt, slowly push it forward just to start to chamber that round. I'm not going to chamber it completely. After that, I'll pull the bolt handle all the way back again, invert the rifle, and let the round fall into my hand. You can see where this would be a fairly easy thing to either point the muzzle at something you don't want to point it at, or get a finger or something caught in the trigger guard. That's why you have to be very careful. Now, what I'm going to do is take that bolt, push it forward, close the action of the rifle, pull it up again, back smartly. I'm just repeating the process from here. Slowly forward, all the way back, invert, round falls into the hand. All the way down, closed, open, back, forward, start chambering that round, back, invert, round falls out. Forward, closed, you guys get the idea. And then once you don't have any more rounds popping up, you can then inspect that chamber again, visually and physically. Make sure there's not a round in there. Now at this point, you can either leave the action open, aka leave the bolt up and back, or close it down depending on your needs. Storage, cleaning, transportation, whatever the case may be. So that's it, guys. That's how you clear out a bolt action rifle. Pretty simple to do, but it still takes a little bit of knowledge and understanding to do it safely and properly. I hope you guys found the video informative. If you did, and you're a new gun owner, you know another friend who's a new gun owner, please forward the video on over to them. Anybody that you think needs to learn a little bit more about guns, if they're a gun owner or not, share the video with them as well. It really helps out the channel, and maybe it'll help them learn something that could potentially keep them safe or put them in a safer situation one day. If you guys did like the video, please go ahead and hit that like button down below. Hit the subscribe button as well, and hit the notification bell. Go ahead and turn your notifications to on. That way you guys get to see everything I post from now on, and it really does help out the channel. If you guys have any questions or want to talk about anything, whether it be something related to this video or not, you can post a comment down below, or if you'd rather, you can send me a message on Instagram, or you can send me an email. Both of those are in the description, so you guys can just click on those. Other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope y'all have a great day. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe out there. Roll Tide, and I'll see you later.